Well, hello everybody. Rob Travels with Dottie here, and this is just another update on uh, my hip issue, my hip replacement surgery, and I just want to give you an idea of what it looks like. It appears that I'm moving very gingerly. It's not out of pain. I don't have any pain right now at all. It has to do with that setback that I talked about yesterday, and I'm just a little ginger in maybe not moving as gracefully as I normally would, but I feel pretty good. What happened there, and I'm going to fold my blanket while I'm talking to you. What happened there, I think, is one of the most important things that happened during the recovery. You'll hear from people very frequently. By people, I mean your doctor, the nurses, other people that have experience, YouTubers, all kinds of things. You'll hear, take it easy and try not to overdo it. And I overdid it, but what does that look like? Well, I'm going to put up here on the screen the number of steps I walked. And that's the only real objective measure I have. The day of surgery, or the day after surgery, March 18th, 350. Then 7:05 for the 19th, which was would have been Wednesday. Thursday, 7:90. Friday, 8:65. The day that I had the problem, 11:88. Now, and it peaked there, and then the next day, the 23rd, Sunday, was 10:43, where I really thought I was really cutting back a lot. And I was not cutting back as much as I thought. And today, it's 2:27 p.m., and I'm at 463. It looks like in this, the sweet spot looked around less than to stay under 1,000 steps a day. And am I certain that it was the number of steps that did it? It could have been that I was when I went with Barb into town, I was taking stairs up and down, in and out of the rig. I can't pretend to tell you exactly how those things might have made a difference. The only thing I can do is show you these steps. And I tell you, the feeling that I had Saturday was almost euphoric in terms of the energy that I felt, and that I just wanted to get out there and live life and go through the grocery store, and I was pretty happy doing it. Now, let me tell you the one other thing that may be helpful for you. And I want you to keep understanding that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. This is one man's experience with a hip replacement. But I can tell you the symptom that I had that I wish I paid more attention to was on the side of my leg. I could have put my finger over the place where I felt pain when I was walking, like a pinpoint sharp pain. And you've probably heard me all week, every now and then, describe it as anywhere from a 1 to a 4 on the 10 scale of pain. 2 to 3. It was nothing. And I mentioned it to the nurse from the surgery center when they called, and they said that's perfectly normal. But as it turns out, that little pinpoint pain was at the center of that enormous bruise that developed. And that bruise the swelling has gone down substantially. And I'm not feeling that pinpoint pain anymore. I'll tell you, feel a kind of a general soreness. And I had a little bit of a sore back last night, sore leg. So, I do make a distinction between when I say being sore, that's a 1 out of 10 pain, soreness, pain. But right now, well, let me just get up again and move around a little bit again and describe this feeling to you. All right. So I've got full weight on both things. Zero pain, zero soreness. All right. When I turn and put my weight on it, I feel a little bit on the top of the thigh, a little bit of slight twinge. That went away, and I'm walking. No pain, no pain, no pain. Walking back, no pain, no pain, no pain. Now I want to show you more because I don't want to get over that 1,000 steps for the day. And I'm telling you, this is it's kind of a difficult thing. You don't want to do too much and you don't want to do too little. And where that line is, I'm suspecting that it's very individualized. So the advice I'm giving myself is listen. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to track my steps, and I'm going to be really conscious of how many steps I do. And when I feel that twinge, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop moving, and I'm going to get the leg back elevated. And I have been, the other thing I've been doing since then to get that swelling down and everything, is, I do ice. Now, I think I told you I did this. I don't know if you can see down here, this ice machine. You probably can't see it. It looks like a little ice chest, and it plugs in, and it's got a pump in the bottom, and you fill it with water, and you put ice in it. They say the best thing to do is put frozen water bottles in it. Then there's a pad. I'm gonna grab it and show you the pad. This pad attaches to the hose. This pad goes around to your thigh, and it pumps that cold water. And it's great for about 15 minutes. Even when I'm packed full of ice, it's not that great. I've stopped using it. Let me tell you what I got that I have used. Hang on, I'll be right. Well, I'm going to have to walk again. These are gel packs that I bought online. I got 2 of those, and they'll last almost a whole hour. And do you want to see the one that lasts the longest? That was actually free? This one. You know what? It's just a solid block of ice. The pharmacy in Walmart, Cheryl went up to pick up one of my medications that requires refrigeration. They gave her this. And this has been on my leg now. It's 2:30. It's been there since 1 o'clock, an hour and a half. Can you hear that? Still solid. Oh, the other thing. Several people have asked, Rob, what'd you do to your noggin? All right, well, I hit my head. How did I hit my head? Well, usually this is the culprit up here. This. But it wasn't this time. I'm going to turn this around. There's Dottie. But you see that the metal handle for the overhead compartments? Yep, slammed into one of those, getting into bed, because I decided, brilliant Travels with Dottie decided, well, tonight I'm going to do it a different way. That's my old friend Vishnu used to say, what a maroon. I think that's from Bugs Bunny. What a maroon you are. Well, I was a real maroon. But bumping my head and drawing a little bit of blood is a pretty routine thing when you live in a small RV. Yes, I'm using Neosporin on it. I'm keeping it clean. I'm keeping the ointment on there. So we will prevent any infection that may happen. So I don't want you to worry about that. And I am going to take it easy. Right? So it's Monday. I've got to get through this week. I don't have any work until Friday. I've got a full day Friday, half a day Saturday. Then Monday, I'm going to go see my regular primary care physician, unrelated to the surgery. We just have a follow-up appointment to talk about blood work that we had and blood work that happened and the medical clearance. And then 2 days after that, on the 3rd, Cheryl's going to drive me down to Yuma to the surgeon, and the surgeon is going to do a full examination to see how I'm doing. I imagine he'll take another x-ray. He'll check out my range of motion and sign me off for being able, hopefully, I'm going to request that he sign me off for being able to drive the trip to New Mexico. And I fully expect that's going to happen because I feel pretty darn good. I keep thinking there's things that I should mention to you, and keep repeating to you. I think are important. One is, my experience may not be your experience. This is not this is the experience of one man with what they call a minimally invasive anterior hip replacement on my right hip. It was done by, Dr. Rodney Henderson in Yuma, Arizona. He's pretty easy to find. I was pretty excited about the treatment I got and the results of the surgery. Oh, the other thing that happened today is, today was the day that my dressing came off. So I no longer have a dressing over the wound. It healed up really well. No issues whatsoever. So I no longer have a dressing. That's after, I was supposed to do that after 1 week. And so if Monday's, day one, this is day one includes, if you include the day of surgery, this is, day 8. So I will tell you that, the day I, discovered, my leg blew up and I had the setback, I called my brother Frank, who, if you've seen me talk about him before, he had the surgery now. He's coming up on a month after the surgery and he feels great. But, I said, Frank, it's Rob. Guess what I did? He said, you overdid it, didn't you? He knew right away. He said, you did the same thing. So, it's not so much, it's a little bit personality driven. We're both, sort of overachievers, wanting to get through it best, wanting to be the good at it. But it's also, like I said, it's a subtle thing to find that balance between just enough activity and too much activity. And trust me, brothers and sisters, your body will tell you when it's too much. And that's what happened with me. So I'm really hoping that these series of videos, which have been very popular so far, remain to be what we call evergreen videos for my channel, where people have something to, at some point when I finish the series, I'll construct a playlist and put it in a playlist. So people in the future that are thinking about hip replacement surgery can go and study it and watch the series and feel comfortable, doing the surgery, certainly more comfortable than me. And here's the other thing I keep wanting to mention. I was scared. Yeah, I was scared. I was very frightened driving down with Barb to the surgery center last Monday. And I put on a good front. I was joking with the nurses and joking with the people in the operating room, but I was pretty darn nervous. And it's not like I thought I was going to die, but the possibility was there. Some people, I had a good friend of mine, he went in for an appendectomy, totally routine, and he died during the surgery and left his wife and 2 children. He was a much younger man than me. So I've seen it happen. I know it can happen. And by the way, yeah, I put on the microphone for a reason because of this background noise. It's really hot today outside. It's over 90, so I've got my little generator and the AC going in here, so I'm comfortable. So back to, it wasn't a intense fear of death, but it was enough. So what made me relax is Cheryl's promise to take care of Dottie and George. if anything happened to me. And she promised absolutely she would take Dottie for sure, and she would find a home very quickly for George. But Dottie was going to have a home with Cheryl and Clover. And that gave me some relief. And if um, you're single and you're on your own and you have pets that you love dearly, it would make sense to you that that's a big concern. You don't want your pets um, hurt by your leaving them, and the thought that there's something in Dottie's brain would think that I left her just breaks my heart. But anyway, I lived, didn't I? I'm fine. Um, it'll happen someday, right? It'll happen. We all have our day, and this time it wasn't my day. Um, but what else can I say? I I'll keep up with these videos pretty much every day. After a while, if you're not really interested in hip replacement surgery, you're not going to find them very interesting. So I'm going to try to kind of keep them short, or maybe I'll add some extra content to it and talk about things that have nothing to do with my hip or my recovery. Because even starting to get a little bored talking about it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging in with me, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next part of my adventure.